Dante Greco.
Dante is a really smart guy.
Ladies love Dante. He's got one in hair. Look at that face. What's your name?
Dante Greco.
Dante was me, yours truly.
I'm gonna come.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dante Greco's show. We're here live. We're here on TikTok. We're here on YouTube. We're here with you. A lot to talk about today. First of all, I just want to start off by talking about these NSYNC people who have been commenting on my video that I made about NSYNC and how they owed their fans more than just showing up on the VMAs and being like, hey, we're presenting an award. And then we have a new song on the Trolls 3 soundtrack. Big deal. You should be thanking me for standing up and advocating for you if you're NSYNC fans. I want to be clear. I'm not an NSYNC fan, so I'm not like personally invested in this. Some of you think that that's a problem when I make a video about it. But like a song on the Trolls 3 soundtrack after 20 years, they couldn't get up. They couldn't sing. They couldn't do like an a cappella. I don't know, something. I feel like you got shortchanged. That's all I'm trying to say. You should be thanking me because I don't hear anyone else saying this with a platform as large as mine. So that's all. I just wanted to answer back to the NSYNC critics. All right. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Somebody commented on my thing saying, oh, they just announced that NSYNC's doing the Super Bowl halftime show. I looked it up. Apparently that's not true. So yet again, I was right. Did I jump the gun maybe when I made the video? Did I make it too soon before they announced they were going to do a song for the Trolls 3 soundtrack? I guess I did, but my point still stands. All right, so that's my answer to all the NSYNC critics who were commenting on my video. Let's talk about bigger things, okay? Drew Barrymore has made a weepy apology video because she's coming back and doing her show. A lot of critics are coming after her, people who are striking. By the way, she's not the only one. Bill Maher has announced that he is bringing his show back too, sans writers. I don't know how either of them are going to fare. I think Bill Maher is going to do a little bit better because he is a comedian. His show is a conversation show. You know, those conversations that he has on the panel aren't pre-scripted. So I think he'll be able to pull it off, and he's going to do away with the monologue and the desk piece and the new rules and all that. I get both sides because this really undercuts the strikers. But on the other hand, Bill in particular said, look, there's a lot of other people, below the line people, production people who are having a very tough time right now. They have no money, and Bill's not helping them. I guess he's not as rich as we would think because from what I'm reading, he hasn't helped his writers in like 5 months. I get it, but like it's a weird thing, but don't try to like justify it. Drew Barrymore in particular, I didn't like her whole approach to this. Let me show you guys on TikTok so you can see the video. We're going to watch this and what's up, Angel Jared? No, I don't have the gimbal yet. I'm just doing my show today, so I don't need a gimbal. I'm doing my podcast today. All right, let me pull up this Drew Barrymore video, and let's just analyze it for a minute, okay? Got to put it in here. And by the way, everybody on TikTok, I am so close to 3,000 followers. If I get to 3,000 followers, I can start using TikTok Studio, which will allow me to do the stuff that I do for YouTube here on TikTok. So you can actually like see the stuff that I'm talking about and the videos I'm playing in a more seamless, like entertaining way, so to speak. Okay, so let's watch Drew. First of all, she comes up and she's got the no makeup look. All right, we get it. Hey, this is me. I'm being raw right now. You know, being totally honest, I couldn't even, this is way too serious of a situation for me to put my makeup on. Okay. I'm stripped down in, I don't know, a hotel room. That looks like a hotel room. I don't think that's her house. So let's watch a little bit of this weepy Drew Barrymore video.
In this moment to make
Yeah, Jill Renee, I'm not going to watch the whole thing because I can see it's 4 minutes long. There's no way, just looking at her face and the background and how somber this all is, there's no way I'm going to sit through this for 4 minutes, but let's watch it anyway.
okay. I wanted to own a decision so that it wasn't a PR protected situation,
No.
and I would just take full responsibility for my actions. I know
This is already as bad as Ashton and Mila's video. You know what I mean? The pause for the she does her like thing with her mouth where she's like, I wanted to own my actions. I can taste my actions. They're so bitter. It's a tough pill to swallow, my actions.
situation, and I would just take full responsibility for my actions.
Yeah. First of all, okay, you didn't kill somebody. All right. It's not like you like killed somebody in a drunk driving accident. Calm down a little bit. This is her house. This looks like a hotel room. Jeez. I thought they had more money.
I know there's just nothing I can do that will make this okay. For those
Oh,
it is not okay with.
no.
I fully accept that. I
Oh.
fully understand that. There are so many reasons why this is so complex. And I just want everyone to know my intentions have never been in a place to upset or hurt anyone. It's not who I am.
Oh my God. It's not who I am. Oh. All right. It's just going to be 3 more minutes of like that blubbering, acting. So I'm going to read an article about it from here on out. Okay. Let me just hook this thing up. Swear to God, 3,000 followers on TikTok, guys. I can have TikTok Studio and I don't have to move the phone around. All right. Jill. My actions, like, I don't know. I would actually respect it more if she was like, look, the studio, the network producing this show basically said to me, hey, Drew, we're going to cancel your effing show if you don't go back to work because we can technically get around this and you can just do it. You're an actress. Just go up there, take some improv classes, go over to the Groundlings or something and bone up on your improv and then get out there and start dancing. Because if she said that, I would say, all right, what is she going to do? She doesn't want to like lose the show completely. Then all those people who are waiting to go back to work for the Drew Barrymore show are going to just be out of a job completely. They're not going to have anything to come back to. So she said, look, the network's making me do this. And she could say that. Drew Barrymore is firmly established in pop culture and career-wise. She could take that risk. I mean, I doubt she's worth like 9 figures, but she's got some money. She could take that kind of risk and say, look, the man is making me do it. I don't even know who puts on her show. Does anybody know who puts on her show? Is she ABC? Is this Iger? Is this the Iger sanction? All right. Let's read from TMZ. She gave a lengthy apology, tearing up. I'm sure she was doing what in acting we call substitution. $125 million net worth, Gage Bodine. Okay, she could do this. She could say F you. She doesn't need a show, by the way. She has a talk show, so she has something to do. But she doesn't need a talk show for her life to go on just fine. She could be like, hey, you know what? Forget the talk show. I'm going to go do a podcast. Like, what does she even need? You see what I'm doing here? I have a sign. It's on a piece of cardboard. It's as good as the Drew Barrymore show. It's a talk show. She just has to talk. But I like that she's doing it because it keeps people working. I like to see people working and making money. That is one difference between her show and mine. Anyways, for now. By the way, we're down here at the Shooky Studios. As always, we're giving stuff away. Feel free to come down to 12th and Main while the show's going on. Take a screenshot. Come on down. We're giving away some hats. So if you want a hat today, come on down. like and subscribe, etc., etc. DK Fuel. Yeah, I'm reading off a teleprompter right now. Anyways, she says she doesn't think there's anything she can do to make it right, and admits she didn't want to hide behind others for the decision to return. Oh, so it is her decision. That's even worse. She should have lied and said, no, it's the network, or, my kids, or like somebody does she have kids? Somebody in her life wants me to do this, saying it's my decision. I'm so bored waiting for you guys to figure out this strike that I'm going back to work in direct opposition of everything that you're fighting for. She claims she wasn't expecting folks to be as up in arms as they are, but wants to make it clear she won't be breaking any rules with the show. She'll just be breaking the backs of those poor strikers. And again, I want to say I do see both sides, because for the production people, it's they're sitting there like, hey guys, like we're not writers, we're not really on strike. We're kind of forced into being on strike because of you and the actors. We need money. So I get it. Talking about Drew Barrymore, by the way, if anyone's just joining. It's interesting, TMZ says. Drew isn't yanking her production, but instead is explaining why she decided to move forward, citing reasons like the ones Bill Maher had for taking real time back to the studio. Drew has been labeled a scab after saying on Sunday she's resuming her show, claiming she wants to provide what writers do so well, which is a way to bring us together and help us make sense of the human experience. So she's like, I'm going to do what the writers do, just without the writers. I'm going to eschew the use of writers and just basically do what they do and prove that we don't need writers anymore. I think Drew Barrymore must be some kind of corporatist. She's a scab. And it's like, it's not her show. I'm sorry. If anyone's a fan, by the way, that's okay. I don't hate you for it, but like, it's not that important of a show that it has to come back. It's not like we had to do this because we're saving lives, even though she probably thinks she's saving lives with her show. It's not such an important show. I don't even think anyone realized it was off the air. It's only been on, a year or two? It's not like she has like a show where you come on and you hear things you never hear before. You could hear that on anything. Scroll through TikTok Live and you will see people as interesting, if not more, than what Drew Barrymore puts on. I'm telling you, the joy of everything is much more captivating than any single episode of the Drew Barrymore show ever. She is a scab. The other thing is, Drew Barrymore is one of those people who's like a fake nice person. I mean, is she like nice and polite to people? I'm sure she is in her life, but she's one of those people like Jimmy Fallon, who's like, I got a nice image. I'm laughing with you. Oh, Mr. Trump. And then really though, like behind the scenes, they're assholes. Can I curse on here? I always forget. I've never interviewed Drew. I've never run into her. I suspect she'd be one of those people who would see me or Joe or any other camera person and be like, no, I just really don't support what you do. What you do, your actions are so terrible, and what you're doing with your actions. Meanwhile, here she is scabbing away. Scab. A lot of people are hating her for this. It's really dumb. Again, just from a logistics sense, what was the point of coming back? Now you have inspired the ire of common people. I don't even think she would like Foley, Cassie. In fact, she would hate him. Foley's another TMZ camera guy. So that's Drew Barrymore. Bill Maher coming back to. Bill Maher, by the way, I like Bill Maher's show. I selfishly, I'm kind of happy he's coming back just because I like to watch his show on Sunday mornings with my coffee. But he's another guy who's like, this show is very important, too important to miss out on. And so we're bringing the show back. And we're going to have conversations and blah, 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 blah. I'll give him that it's a little bit more important than the Drew Barrymore show. He at least has people on who are in the world of politics and who are like kind of involved in making things happen. You know, Drew Barrymore is interviewing. I don't even know what does Drew Barrymore do on her show. Let me Google it. Has anyone here watched an episode of the Drew Barrymore show? You know what else? I feel like Bill Maher is sitting there because he has been a guy like Fallon on Twitter where people who have worked for him are coming out and saying what a horrible experience it was. And so maybe he's sitting there like, well, you know what, writers, F you. If you didn't like working for me, then I'll go show you that I can do it myself. New rule. I write the show from my head. Drew Barrymore show. Greatest episodes. Oh, it's been on for 4 years. This show started in the middle of the pandemic. And it's kept that energy. What are her best moments? Let's see. This is from Watch Mojo. The number one best moment of 50 First Dates reboot with Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Adam Sandler. Okay. We can't live without it. We gotta have that show back. Number 2, a birthday surprise. David Letterman, Cameron Diaz, Steven Spielberg, Keith Morrison, and Jimmy Fallon. We can't live without this show. We need the Drew Barrymore show back so we can see her big celebrity friends come and wish her a happy birthday on air. And I'm not a celebrity or a Hollywood hater. Clearly, I have some sort of sick obsession with it since I worked at TMZ for 10 years. And I continue to go out and, interview people. And I talk about this stuff all day long. All right. I'm not a hater. I like these celebs. I like David Letterman. I don't really like Cameron Diaz. I like Spielberg. Fallon. Even Fallon's cool. Even Drew Barrymore is fine. It's just overblown sense of self-importance. Okay. New rule. I wonder, TMZ did a big article here about Bill Maher, and like Bill Maher and Harvey now are best friends. And let me show you guys this. Yeah, exactly, DK Fuel. I don't hate her. I think she's just doing it wrong, and I think she's ill-advised. Whoever in her life was like, oh, this is like the most important thing in the world. You got to get back. I was surprised. I wonder if Harvey had to call Bill Maher and be like, hey, Bill, hey, dude, I'm going to be doing an article that rips you, because they've become very good friends. And Harvey was on Bill's podcast, and they're always talking, and Bill shows up on TMZ Live, but they're giving it to him a little bit. I mean, they're not outright criticizing him or calling him a scab, but they're giving it to Bill. They got a guy on TMZ Live, a writer who's ripping him. How funny is that? That's exactly what you think a TV writer would look like, isn't it? All right. I support the strikers, though. If you're someone in the industry, I support you. If you want to cross the picket lines to work on my show, I did my show today, even though I knew my actions would be bad. Okay, let's talk about this. By the way, big breaking news-ish. Ashton Kutcher has stepped down from his anti-child sex abuse organization called Thorn. Interesting name. Because of this and speaking of ill-advised, every celebrity right now is being ill-advised. Ashton and Mila with that horrible, theirs was worse. Their apology was way worse than Drew's apology, but it's just as bad. I don't know. They must have the same director, but he's stepping down from his anti-child sex abuse organization. A lot of people were saying he should. I do think this is the right move in a way, because for the organization's sake, they don't want to have to deal with all of this scandal, and they don't want to have to answer for this. And, I don't know. I'm sure he's doing good work for the organization, but it's just a big distraction. He said that he and Mila they had an error in judgment when they came out and told everyone that we didn't mean for you to see these letters. These letters were just for the judge, and you saw them for some reason. But victims of abuse, after my wife and I spent several days of listening, personal reflection, learning, and conversations with survivors and the employees and leadership at Thorne, I have determined the responsible thing for me to do is resign as chairman of the board. I cannot allow my error in judgment to distract from our efforts and the children we serve. I think that's the right move. The woman smoking, Sasha Obama, is smoking, and they love to take pictures of her. I've gotten the Obama girls. Oh, exactly. Wig Splitter, by the way. Or no, Ghostcraft, you said that. They would not apologize if no one had seen the letters. That's true. He would have continued. But, you know, what are you going to do? Sasha Obama smokes cigarettes. They love to get her smoking cigarettes. I don't like that kind of coverage. I'm not really a fan of that. It's like, look, Sasha Obama had to grow up in the White House as a child, probably against her will. You know, they weren't, I don't think people were particularly kind to the Obamas. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry for my YouTube people. I didn't even show you that freaking article. Sorry, guys. I'm doing double duty here. That's Sasha Obama smoking for YouTube. That's Ashton Kutcher. Yeah, you know, like just I understand, by the way, the Paps, you see Sasha Obama smoking, they're going to buy the picture. I just don't like the coverage. Like, yeah, Barack smoked. Who knows if he's smoking again? I mean, he's out of the White House. He can certainly smoke if he'd like. Sasha smokes. She's young. People go through periods where they smoke when they were young. Even I smoked when I was younger. I stopped a long time ago, but it's not like that bad. It's unhealthy, but it's not that bad. Yeah, exactly, Wig Splitter. Rather smoking than drinking and driving. She's not sitting there with a bottle of Stoli. Just, blah. She's driving and smoking a cigarette. I said, leave him alone. And on that same note, I agree with Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports. Thank you for that lemonade. I've never seen that before. Dave Portnoy. Diamond Dave Portnoy. He says, Shuggy Diamonds, yeah, where are you? I'm here at your studio. Where are you? Dave says, so the New York Post says Baywatch star Yasmine Bleeth is unrecognizable 25 years after slipping into her famous red swimsuit. I recognize her, first of all. Like, I would recognize her. Dave Portnoy says, why does the New York Post keep fat, ugly shaming older women? Yeah, no shit. Yasmine Bleeth doesn't look the same 30 years later. Let her live. I'm with him. Yeah, of course. 30 years ago, she's 55. They do this too much. And it's in a similar vein to what they're doing with Sasha Obama. They'll do it with 3,000 followers. 3,000 followers. I can get to TikTok studio and I don't have to keep moving the camera. All right. They'll do it with Yasmine Bleeth. They do it with the girl who, Kelly McGillis, who was the original co-star from Top Gun with Tom Cruise. They're like, look at him and then look at her. Unrecognizable freak 30 years later. Can you believe what a monster she's turned into? And they do it with also Bridget Fonda, who has retired. She's gone away because she said, I don't want to live in the public eye anymore. She's living up in Santa Barbara or something. And they're still hounding her out there. She's like pushing her groceries in the parking lot. And they're like, hey, freak, look at you 30 years later. What did you turn into? The lady from Look Who's Talking. Who is that? Kirstie Alley? What's up, Dana? Yeah, I don't like that. So I give Dave Portnoy points as well. I think it's good of him to call this out, especially calling out the New York Post, who does a lot of Dave Portnoy coverage. I always see Dave Portnoy related stories on the New York Post. So, you know, it's good. He's biting the hand that feeds him a little bit. Not that he needs it. He just bought his company back for $1. So he's fine. But I don't like seeing that. And I don't like seeing this either. SZA's manager. Now, on Joe's Live last night, everyone was talking about the VMAs and how much no one's watching them anymore. I didn't get to see that, by the way. What was the consensus? I said I wasn't watching the VMAs. I didn't care. What did you guys all say? I guess you guys were watching the VMAs. Well, anyways, SZA was snubbed for Artist of the Year, and her manager decided to pull her performance. So Terrence Punch Henderson told the Hollywood Reporter that he repeatedly attempted to get clarity as to why her album's 10-week run at #1 didn't earn her even a nomination alongside Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Doja Cat, Shakira, Karol G, and Taylor Swift. And they said, why go perform and do this if she's not going to be respected to the highest level? I think it's dumb. I mean, yeah, it's the VMAs. And by the way, who even votes for the VMAs? Is it just people at MTV? Is it the singers? The VMAs have got to be one of those bought and paid for awards by now, where like Taylor Swift is not going to show up unless they tell her ahead of time, you're winning, and NSYNC is going to present you with the award. Otherwise, Taylor Swift has too much to do. She probably just wants to be on a break. Instead, they told her, Taylor, you're having a great time. You're going to win the award. NSYNC's going to present it, and she shows up and she gets twisted and, you know, maybe take some other substances, and she has a great time on TV. It was fun. SZA's manager just cost her a moment. That would have at least been a social media moment. SZA's performance. She's got a lot of fans. I always think it's so stupid to try and pull yourself out as if you're that important. No one is so important that the show can't go on without them. And I learned that better than anyone when they let me go from TMZ. That show has gone on to even greater heights since I was let go. So I'm living proof. The show can go on. And SZA had a big album, big year, not as big as Beyonce or Taylor Swift, right? I mean, that's not a crazy statement to say. Right now, this year is between Beyonce and Taylor Swift. They're duking it out for #1. They're both like competing to see whose tour is going to wind up being the highest grossing ever. Taylor won the award. Yeah, of course. And by the way, like, I'm sorry, but like bigger ratings too. VMAs is not a real award show. It's an award show. It's a big party where they get to invite the celebrities and everyone feels good and they're happy. And they need ratings to keep it going. So like Taylor Swift this year, if you had said Taylor Swift last year, I would say, okay, SZA can get the award. But Taylor Swift this year, it's all about Taylor Swift. So she's going to bring the ratings in. That's the only clip that I saw from the whole thing really was Taylor Swift winning the award. But yeah, someone just commented, exactly, we could have still seen SZA's her performance. I'm sure she would have had a great set piece and she would have done some cool stuff and maybe had some guests or something. I don't know. It would have been a buzzy moment. And now it's just like we're sitting here thinking you might need a new team. If your team is telling you not to perform in front of an audience, I mean, what other award shows are coming up, by the way? There's nothing else going on right now that a lot of people are going to be looking at for at least a few months. I mean, the Grammys aren't even till what, February? This would have gotten her some buzz for a little while. It's just sometimes these managers, you know who else got screwed over years ago? This is going back, but at Woodstock, I think it was Joni Mitchell. Joni Mitchell, folk singer. She was supposed to go and perform at Woodstock. Her manager said, no. Don't go perform at Woodstock. It's going to be tough to get into and get out of. You should stay here so you can make sure you're on time for your appearance on the Dick Cavett show on Monday. She missed one of the defining high watermark moments of her generation so she could be on the Dick Cavett show on Monday. So sometimes you got to tell your team, back the F off, all right? I'm performing. Dana, you're saying they pulled Chris Brown's MJ tribute? He was doing another one? Hasn't he done that already? I would have liked to see Offset's MJ tribute because he's the guy du jour who's the popular Michael Jackson fan right now. Shakira had a great performance. Yeah, it would have been a feel-good thing. Like, nobody cares. This isn't the Pulitzer, all right? It's not like SZA didn't get nominated for the Nobel Prize. She could have just showed it. Nobody cares. I bet Taylor Swift threw that award in the trash the moment she got backstage. You know what I mean? The VMA, it means nothing these days. Wake up, Punch Henderson. All right. Lauren Boebert. You all know Lauren Boebert. She is the woman in Congress, and she was kicked out of a live performance of the Beetlejuice musical. Great publicity for them because who knew that was going on? But she was at the Beetlejuice musical. She was vaping, and a pregnant woman asked her to stop vaping. She denied it. The video now has come out. First of all, it's a little, the video is a little strange because, like, it was inappropriate to say the least. Yeah, exactly, Marks. I would rather get a Joy of Everything award than the MTV VMA. And Joe, if you're listening, get out there and find SZA. Reach out to Terrence Punch Henderson and tell him you have an award that you would like to present to SZA, and then you would like her to perform after accepting the Joy of Everything Lifetime Achievement Award. All right, let me pull this up for my people on YouTube as well. So Lauren Boebert lied. She is vaping, and then her husband is like fondling her in the middle of the show. It's insane. Insane. Watch this. Like, dude, what are you doing? You're at the live Beetlejuice musical? What's with her husband? You're a sitting congresswoman. This is not a partisan thing. This is just like a thing of class and public behavior. Can you imagine if AOC was doing this? They'd be going crazy. All right, let me try to find the video of her vaping.
Say it 3 times and she appears. And
all right. Oh, they got color. She might be getting divorced. I don't know. Are you saying, is that her? Maybe FCL7, maybe this is good for her marriage. There she is. Hold on. There look, she's vaping. She claimed she wasn't vaping. Some people, I'm sorry to people that vape, but you get a little too comfortable, or you're blowing it in a pregnant woman's face, and she asked you, can you stop vaping so my child isn't damaged? 3,000 followers, TikTok studio. Yeah, like there's vape etiquette, people get on airplanes and they start vaping and they're like, and they let it out. We all know that you're vaping. We can smell the cotton candy. All right. You're not fooling anybody. Go get some Nicorette or something. But she must have been lit that night. She shows up. She's vaping in a pregnant woman's face. Her husband's fondling her in her seats. And then she gets kicked out and she gives the finger to the security guard as she's getting kicked out. And this is someone who's in Congress. Again, not partisan. I don't care about that aspect. I'm not trying to use this to be like, see those Republicans. It's just the type of behavior that annoys me. It's like when you go to a movie theater and someone's talking as loud as I am right now. There's etiquette, or vaping in the theater. Like, just behave yourself a little bit. There's some decorum. I know it's only the Beetlejuice musical, not a night at the opera, but come on. Celsius, drink of champions. Kelly, let's go to the movies. Bring your vape if you got one. We're here at the Shooky Diamond studio, everybody, by the way. Again, we got stuff to give away. We got hats. We got hats today. Come on down. Make sure you check it out. Come down here. We're so close. We're so close to getting this thing just how we want it. Like I said, 3,000 followers. We can do TikTok studio. It's going to look way better. And they got a desk coming up. We're going to have, it's fantastic. You're going to love it. You're going to love the new studio. It's going to be fantastic. All right, what else do I have to talk about? What's going on out there? Anything good while I bring up my next topic? Oh, okay. This guy, Oliver Anthony. You know him. He sings The Rich Man North of Richmond. Again, let me show you the thing. Let me take the camera off the tripod. Rich Man North of Richmond. He canceled his show because he was going to perform at something called Cotton Eye Joe, which is a venue, and they were charging like $90 tickets, and he thought the tickets were too expensive. So he canceled the show. He said no fans should ever have to pay for that. Well, the venue is saying, and he's not denying that, hold on. All right. That he asked for a $120,000 fee to perform there, which is fine. I mean, look, he's one of the biggest things in music right now. Got a phone call. He's one of the biggest things in music right now. He's bigger than SZA. No, he doesn't seem to understand. Again, this is a team problem. His team seemed to not understand, like, oh, if you ask for a large fee, the venue has to charge more to make up the price so they can break even or even make a little bit of profit. And I'm trying to say to Oliver Anthony, I respect and I understand his thing that, like, look, I want to keep this kind of grassroots. I don't want this to be about making the tickets unaffordable for people. I don't want people to feel like they can't come and see me. I'm just a blue collar guy. But like, you are in now. You are in the celebrity society. You're famous. You're a draw. It's okay to start making some money off of this. Like, you don't, okay, like maybe don't ask for $120,000 at a certain venue. Like, you can ask for that probably at like a big venue, but the place he was asking for that only holds about 1,500 people. So just like, you don't have to keep doing the thing where you're like, hey, everybody, I'm not going to perform because these rich men north of Richmond are trying to charge you too much for tickets. Like, figure out a way, get some people who are experienced professionals in the music business to work out the deals, and then it's okay to make some money. Like, that's the point of doing this. It's a beautiful thing. You have a hit song. You're a viral sensation. You don't have to keep saying, I don't want money for this. Like, get some money, please. I don't know. We're going into a recession. Who knows? Get some money out of this. It's all right. You're not doing anything untoward right now. You're just a singer-songwriter who's trying to perform for the people. All right. That's all my advice. I'm not trying to hate on the guy, but like, the whole, like, I don't like money, I don't want money thing, but I also am charging for these appearances. Like, it doesn't gel for me. People keep talking about Diddy here on TikTok. I do have to call him Daddy Joe. That was part of the deal for him getting in my car. He got the key to New York City. Oh yeah, he's got a new album coming out. I know. I wish he'd done that out here. I want to go see Diddy and see if he remembers the time that I picked him up in my convertible. That would be a fun reunion. Okay, is there anything else happening that we need to talk about? I guess we can turn it over to the question and answer or suggestion. I did, Wig Splitter. I keep forgetting. Now that I've put the Bieber video up, I'm going to put the Diddy video up also. Angel, I didn't see his performance because I didn't watch the VMAs. I mean, like most of America, I didn't watch the VMAs. Sorry to say, they're probably getting, they probably have worse ratings than Undisputed with Skip Bayless and the 5 other guys that just joined his show. You guys see these alien bodies? Can you believe that? The alien bodies that were in Congress? Turns out that they were just like dog bones. Tickets for the Lakers preseason game October 15th. I got to go. I got to go see that. I'm going to go down there. Where's Shooky? Shooky, if you're on here, we need tickets to the Lakers preseason game October 15th. It's vital. It's vital for this show. Okay? We're going to cross the picket lines. Marks, I did. Yeah. All right. I'll tell the story real quick. I don't follow college football, but I like what Deion Sanders is doing because he's making it entertaining. He's bringing some energy. So Diddy, this is right after Kim Porter passed away. He was hiking on Runyon Canyon, and I got a tip that he was up there. I go up to interview him, and then he's cool. I talk to him. Then after that, he says, hey, you got a phone charger? I said, yeah, it's up in my car. So I run up the hill, get my car. Of course, I put the top down so I can look cool. And then I pull up, and then he looks at me. He looks at the car, and he goes, where are you going right now? And then I said, wherever. He's like, can you take me to Sunset Plaza? So he gets in. We start driving down to Sunset Plaza. I'm making like awkward conversation. I don't know what to say. And then I'm thinking, how am I going to turn this into a thing for my social media? So then I turn around to start talking, and I see that he has his phone out and he's already making a video. And so he gave me a shout out. He made a few different videos. TMZ picked it up. It was a big fun thing. And, Diddy was, it was great. He really helped. I gained some followers. I only wish I was on TikTok at the time, or I don't even think TikTok had been invented yet. This probably was about 5 years ago. 4 to 6 years ago. I will put this up on TikTok later on today so you guys can watch it. But it was great. I don't know if he remembers it. I've only seen him once after that, but there were too many paps around, so I didn't have a chance to have a real connection. And he got out of the car. I said, all right, Daddy. Just kidding. Okay. Any other breaking news? I'm going to do a little quick check to see if there's breaking news we need to cover. I didn't call him Daddy. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about? There you go, Finesse. Diddy's a cool guy. Diddy's a cool guy. I like what he did. I mean, I haven't heard anything nefarious about what he did, where he's giving a lot of the Bad Boy Records artists their royalties. Like he's giving them, he's cutting Mace a big check, money that Diddy legally would have been entitled to, but I guess morally he felt like it belonged to the actual creators. So good for Diddy. Good for Diddy. Unless something comes out about how that was actually a bad thing, I'm a fan of that. And I'm proud that I gave that man a ride. Later on when I sold the car, I tried to tell I turned it in to get a new car. And I was like, hey, I gave Diddy a ride in this car once. Here's the video. I wanted to see if that would like up the value, but they didn't care. They laughed. They laughed and laughed. Yeah, Mace is he's out there. He's around. Well, again, we're here at the Shooky store. We want to let you know we're doing this multiple days a week. Got giveaways. We got fun stuff planned. I'll be back out on the streets, of course. And I think we're trying to do the thing. We're trying to do the Harambe documentary watch party on the 24th, World Gorilla Day. We're going to be watching the Harambe documentary with Pap Safari, who was on Joe's Live earlier. And it's going to be fun. We'll do like a Q&A. Maybe we'll have some Harambe shirts. We'll do a whole big thing. So that's what's up. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Shanlin. This was a fun show today. A lot of great energy. I loved it. A lot of likes, a lot of good viewership. And this is kind of it. Anyone who's new to the show, this is what I do. Like, I'll do walking on the streets, and then I'll come here and do like a news commentary thing. And sometimes in the same day, sometimes I'll only do one in a day. But that's it. Just like follow, stay tuned, and we'll be on here quite often, okay? Now I'm going to play my outro. If you want to see my outro video, give me 1 second here. If I could pull it up. My computer's acting a little weird. I got it. Okay, great. All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull up my outro for you guys. And for YouTube, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone on YouTube. And if I get to 3,000 followers, you will get to see this in a professional way on TikTok Studio. Here we go.
Have a good life. We will see you soon.
Much love.
Thank you.
Love.
All right, Daniel.
So once again, thank you to my brother. Tell him your name again.
Dante Greco.
2 words. Made in America.
Dante, you're doing great.
Listen, I want you to leave my good friend Ringo alone.
Hal. Have a good day.
Chris, I am a little tired. Thank you. All right, guys.